Hey, Aries. Welcome. I'm back. Oh my goodness, guys. It has been one heck of a week. So welcome. I might have to take my glasses off. I haven't gotten these set up very good. It took me a few minutes. Excuse me if I sort of scoot around a little bit. For those of you that are brand new, you may not know, I was out on a knee replacement surgery last week. And just had my first appointment follow-up. Things are going, I guess, good. Very painful for those of you who ever want one. You don't. Anyway, so I am back, and I apologize again for those who didn't get their readings the week before. That wasn't fair for you guys, and I apologize. I just couldn't get it in. And I tried to do a reading, but I was on too many painkillers, so didn't want to do that to you guys. So let's get started. This is for the week of the 22nd through the 28th. And this is going to be for the, I'm trying to think. We just went through a new moon. I have not looked at all this astrology like I normally do. I just haven't been able to focus. These drugs have really got me sort of in a la-la land. So we are going to do the same. We are going to pick 3 oracles. One is the divine, one is the current energies, one is the future energies. And then at the end, I'm going to pick also a different oracle deck to see what the weekend energies are going to be for you. So let's get started. So hopefully you guys, I don't have any announcements other than I'm just trying to get back on my feet a little bit. And hopefully you guys will bear with me and share. Appreciate it. And for all the beautiful messages and comments for my healing, and those that came on and watched me for a few minutes when I came on. Thank you so much for the support. I really do love you guys a lot. So thank you so much. That meant a lot. It really did. It's nice to know that people out there care about you all over the world. I didn't think that they did, but I guess they do. So I thank you. Got this a little bit far away. Let me see if I can adjust this for you guys so you can see the cards a little bit better. Again, I'm hobbling around with it. It's very humbling to have a walker. I'm not that old. Very humbling to have a walker to get around. Holy Toledo. All right, so let's get started. First card is Divines, right? And for those of you that are just starting to see me, I do intuitive, divine, inner messages from the other side, if you want to put it. And then I also do astrology and numerology. So the Divines card right now is the Dragon. He came up a lot before this month, in the early part of this month. The Dragon came up a lot in power and strength. It's spring. I got gnats. I can't stay. I've got one plant that's got gnats in its soil, and I hate it. So this is definitely power and strength. And this is also the number 6. So again, when we're talking about the number 6, we're talking about harmony and improvement, those kind of things. But we know that we have more power and strength within ourselves than we really give ourselves granted for. Really, in all honesty, I truly believe that. I believe that we can really manifest, our brain can manifest or allow us to manifest a lot of things. And that's only because the divine gives us the power, because he's in us anyway. Current energies for this week, the 22nd through the 28th, which is deception and wisdom. Which one is it for you guys? Which one is it? Because it's the number 4. No, the owl is a very keen, owl is almost like the hermit, where you sit back, analyze, watch everything, see what is going on, seeing what is happening, because that's more stability. If somebody speaks before they think, sometimes they insert their foot into mouth. So that can be a really big thing. Wisdom is, when do you speak? When do you not speak? Thank you for that. I'm going to get a lot of downloads because I am on some medication that seems to allow my third eye to be open more. So this would be a good week if you want to know what the divines or whoever's on the other side talking to you, because my third eye is very open. But the deception is, it's either deception or wisdom. And you can have both, which wisdom, though, however, comes from the divine. Thank you. He's like, no, 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 because wisdom is actually for uplifting something, growing in a positive manner, constructive manner, that kind of a thing, where knowledge, you can have the knowledge and the whereabouts to be smart to deceive and do something that is more of destructive. And that is where things go off kilter and can throw that number 4, which is in the world of numerology, that's more about stability, more about foundation, about keeping things growing in a solid way, a stable way, a focused way. All right. So then we have the future card, which I'm going to say is probably more towards the weekend and the next week. This is going to be just typical. I've told you guys this over and over. I feel like a broken record, but it's the Earth Fairy, which is about physical health, grounding, and foundations. Okay. So as we talked about the planets and everything in this month, definitely it is about our health and our foundations and our growth and reforming those foundations. Where do they start? Where do they go? Where do they grow? Where did they come from? These are really, really things of importance, because we're actually in a spiritual awakening. People are waking up to realizing there is more to life than what they see, this earthly kind of a thing. There is more. It's a second dimensional. We live either by first dimension, second dimension. First dimension's earth, and everything that you see. Second dimension is by spirit, by things that are unseen. Love, happiness, joy, compassion, all that kind of stuff. And we actually live, to be honest, somebody asked me this. They were talking about human behavior, and they're like, well, why do humans do things when they know they shouldn't? Because we have choices, and that choice is free will. The other thing is that choice is either done out of love or it's done out of fear. So you have 2 choices that you can make it out of. And you're like, no, Patty, that's not real. If you and I were to sit down and break it down to the ridiculous, I would show you where actually some of your choices that you've made are done out of fear when you think that they were being done out of love. Because it really, really, really depends on which way we're going. So, and that's where the thing is with this power and strength that the divine is talking about in the very beginning. That's his card now. That's not my card. Remember, I am the conduit. This is not me. This is the divine coming through for somebody on the other side. I don't know who this is for. So this is power and strength. And the power and strength for this week is in your wisdom, in your choices and decisions, of being really wise about what you're doing, what you're saying, how you're doing it. Are you holding your tongue when you should be holding your tongue? The biggest weapon that we can have in our body is the tongue. And or are you being deceptive, manipulative to get what you want? That's an earthly thing. That's a foundational issue. First card out is the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Okay, so that would make complete sense. The divine is saying, I give you the power of intuition, but nobody seems to be wanting to use it. So they say, well, yeah, I use mine. Are you using it to the fullest? Here's the thing. Here, I'll ask you. So how many times is your intuition told you something and then you went against it? That's what the divine's talking about. I give you the power and the strength to have the faith and believe in all this. However, what you're doing is you are not paying attention to what I am trying to show you, give you. That's where, like I talk with the third eye, your vision or your crown chakra, your third eye chakra, and your heart chakra. Those are things that are really key to understanding yourself internally, because that's spiritual. That's completely spiritual. Hey, Star, thank you. I'm back. I really missed it. I really, really missed it. So, because here we go with this intuition, the sun came in reverse. So the sun is, again, all right, thank you. So I didn't think about that. Thank you. So the sun is about showing yourself and exposing yourself, being a playful side, being a happy side, being a whole side. This is a whole freedom here. This is a very spiritual it balanced, freedom. However, it came in reversed. So this is holding somebody back. So somebody's not paying attention to their spiritual side, the strength and the power within side. Okay. And that's where they're having a hard time. Because they're not doing that. They're not seeing what they're supposed to be getting. And also, by not doing that, for whoever this is for, you're messing up your grounding. You're messing up your foundation. Because here's the thing, the foundation was probably cracked from the beginning. However, we want to seal that crack so it's nice and solid, but you're missing something because your intuition is telling you something and you're just not paying attention to it. And the reason why you're not, I don't know who this is for, but there's somebody actually either manipulating you away from it, or there is somebody that actually is just trying to distract you so you don't pay attention to it. And what I mean by that is somebody's, it's sort of like when somebody has some self work to do and you bring it to their attention, especially in coaching, it's really hard because nobody wants, a lot of people don't want to do, I shouldn't say nobody, but a lot of people don't want to do that hard work, right? So you bring something up that is a foundational thing and you're like, okay, we need to work on this. No, we don't. No, we don't. Nope. Don't need to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, why not? Why do you think that it's not a problem? Because obviously you're becoming defensive. So you don't want to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. Man, and you're wacky, you know, because you don't know what you're talking about. Then later they come back at you and say, you know what, I really do have a problem with that. There is somebody out there doing that. And they're trying to listen to somebody that they shouldn't be listening to because, you know what, people go to earth people. Broken people go to broken people to try to get advice rather than going to the divine and fixing it. Because a lot of the times we can't see the brokenness that we see the others that are in. Did that make sense? Okay. Hopefully I'm making sense, you guys. All right. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. There is hard work here. Definitely hard work. And the hard work is just allowing yourself to listen to your intuition. Somebody's got somebody in their life right now, and I feel like there's maybe a new relationship that could be a friendship, could be something like that. However, because it's new, you don't want to listen to the red flags. Although the power and the strength is to, and you can, you're not doing it. Because this person is so smooth and so good at deception that they basically, it's like they got you wrapped around their finger. And this was a lot of hard work for this other person. I don't know who this is for. However, this is something also too for another person, that this intuition and this power and strength within you is growing. Ooh, I like that. It's growing, and for somebody, this is going to be a new foundation. This is for somebody, this is a spiritual foundation that's being grown. Now, the Earth Fairy says it's physical. We do have some physical things that we do need to take care of. However, this foundation that I'm getting for somebody is not earth-bound foundation. Somebody is actually learning how to grow from a first dimension to a second dimension foundation, meaning that all your decisions and your choices and the things that you're going to do in the future are going to be first asked by the divine, by the spirit, and say, hey, is this really what I should be doing? Do you want me to do this way? If there is a way and you want me to do this, then open the door, give me the resource or whatever it is. Somebody is really changing their foundation. And that's an amazing thing, because this is the current energy of the week. This is the energy of the wisdom. So somebody's actually going from a deceptive way of thinking to a truth way of thinking in spirit. This is awesome, because this new foundation is going to bring you more grounding. And when that grounding comes, that's going to be more of a peace, more joy, more calm. So when you have your storms, you're not going to be all over like this anymore. So whoever this is, good job. I don't know who this is for, but good job. I mean, the divine will be so happy. God or Allah or Yahweh, whatever you want to call him, is going to be so happy because it's like a spiritual struggle for them to try to get us on our paths, because it's not for us, it's to help somebody else. So somebody else needing help has been waiting and waiting and waiting for whoever this is to get their new foundation and grounding, so that they can get help, and you're the person that's supposed to help them. So this is awesome. It is going to be hard work. It is going to separate you. I don't know who this is for, but it is going to separate you. But yeah, it is something. This is your journey. This is your path. I don't know who this is for, Aries. And somebody's going to get really excited. One of you guys, Aries, you guys are so fiery that you're going to get all excited at first, and then you're like, this isn't for me. And you're just going to say, well, you know what? You guys do this a lot. You get bored so easy, but you got to keep going, because this is your grounding. This is where you're supposed to be. Somebody's got their calling. They're finally figuring out their calling, and it's coming. I don't know who this is for, but this is balance. This is something really good. Here's the other thing, is that if you look at the sun and the star, okay, the sun was in reverse. Oh man, did I freeze up? Gosh, I hope I didn't freeze up. Did I freeze up, guys? Star, are you there? Did I freeze up? Hey, if you're there and you can see me and I'm doing okay, let me know out there, because I've got myself shown as frozen. Okay, so I'm still going. You guys can still hear me and stuff. For some reason, I'm frozen on my studio. Can you hear me though? Okay, cool. All right, so let's keep going. So the sun here, I don't know why it's doing that. So the sun actually is in reverse, right? And then we have the star. Oh, it is frozen? Dang it. Okay. Let me see if I can fix this. Might lose you guys. Hang on a sec. Okay. Yeah, but I want you to see too. Thank you, Hang 'em High. I appreciate it. I don't know what happened here. I wish I was computer savvy like you guys. Oh my gosh. This is no fun if you can't see. Okay. I want to get this point in. It's really important because this is huge for somebody on the other side. Can you still hear me? I think I'm just going to finish it out with if you can hear me anyway. Dang it. Let me see if I can try something. Okay, all right. Let me finish this out. Sorry, you guys, because it's really important. I don't want to lose it, and then I start up, and then it all is over. But I will definitely get it in. Boy, see, the divine's working hard. There is a spiritual battle going on, especially because my third eye is way open, and the low vibrations do not want me to come through, because I've got a lot of good messages coming through today. But here's the thing: the sun is in reverse. So imagine the sun is in reverse and the star is in the upright. We just saw those. But the thing is, what's really important is for this person who is growing power and strength in the divine, growing power and strength in God or Allah, and actually listening to them, what's happening is they're gaining and growing wisdom. So that sun was actually not being able to really shine the way that it needed to, because it was being held back. Remember, our first card out was the Queen of Cups, intuition. It was being held back. But this next card out is the Star. Well, and the Star is the same. If you imagine them, they're both naked. They're both being exposed. They're both being they have to be true to themselves. They have to be honest and open. So now we've got this person, whoever this is building power and strength in truth and their walk in their wisdom. And now the Star is actually helping the Sun go back to its upright. Okay. Ooh, did I get you guys back? Did I get you guys back? I hope so. I can see now. I can see clearly now. But hopefully I got you guys back. So whoever this is, really stand strong in your truth. You're growing a new foundation. And this is going to actually bring you to an openness that you're just not going to believe. You're not going to believe this, because it's going to bring you to a whole new level of understanding. It's like as an empath, each time we have yeah, see, the devil can't keep me down. Can't keep me down. There's a will, there's a way. But the thing is, as an empath, as each ability grows or expands more, you become more insightful. And that's what the owl is doing this week for you guys. I don't know who this is for, but you know what? The devil didn't stop it, because this is really important. Somebody is really learning a new foundation, new growth in their spiritual walk. This is huge. So I think you guys on my last video when I was healing, well, I'm still healing, but I came back. It's really, really important that this spiritual walk, that you know the power and strength within you, you know where the wisdom is coming from. The wisdom is not yours. The wisdom is from another dimension. It could be from our divine. It could be from whoever you believe in, universe, whatever. However, there is a wisdom that we cannot comprehend. Somebody's door is opening. Their third eye, their crown chakra is opening. Allow it to open. Don't be overwhelmed. Allow it to happen, because this is going to bring the real you and expose who you are that you've hidden for so long. I'm so excited for you. I was there. Trust me. We have the 5 of Swords. Yeah, you're going to lose some people. Some people are not going to like you. But you know what? The people that do, and the people that you're there to help, are going to come towards you, because being new in something that you're doing, especially in your grounding, your foundation, that is huge, because you're going to lose some people along the way. You're going to gain some people. And sometimes people are only there for a season. They're not even supposed to. You know, if somebody stepped out of your life and you're sitting there, well, are they going to come back? Are they come back? You need to wait and see, because maybe what their purpose in your life for that moment is done. Whatever they were supposed to do, maybe it's done. And if you keep bringing them back, then you can't go on to the next person, the next journey, that kind of a thing. So this is going to be unstable for a bit, because you're like, man, you know, and if you get that little inkling, like, should I keep them around? Should I not? If you have to question it, you have to question, should I keep them around? Should I not? Should I do that? Or should I stop that habit or not? The thing is, if you're having to ask it, you probably need to get rid of it, at least for the moment, okay? At least for the moment, because this is a new foundation that you're getting grounded in. Even the planets, we're talking about this through March. We're at the end. We're going to be coming to the end of March now. And so we really need to make sure that that foundation is solid, because once we go into, well, we'll be in spring equinox now, is we want to make sure that that soil is the right kind of soil to be grounded in. Did you know that? That's why some plants just, you know, it's like your neighbor's plants really grow good and yours don't grow very good in the garden or whatever. It's the type of soil that it's falling into, that seed is falling into. And so this is what the divine is saying. Are you going to fall into a deceptive seed, or are you going to follow, which is not truth? Are you going to follow in truth and let me show you the power that you really have within you, where people are going to start saying, how did you know that? Really? That was sort of coincidental. How'd that happen? Oh, why did you do that? That really worked out good. People see a difference in you. I don't know who this is for, but this is an awesome, awesome thing. I wish I could be there for. It's almost like a graduation. You know, you're going from earth to spiritual, and then you're now asking spirit for everything, and your life changes and flips 100%. This is an amazing thing. It's very uncomfortable for some, though. And that's why some go back, because they go back to because it's scary. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to face it. All right. But this grounding, I'm going to talk about this grounding, and we'll go to the other oracles here in a second. Because this grounding is really important for April, because now once we start setting that foundation and that grounding, how is it going to affect us in the future? So if we have a soil that is too clay-based, or too alkaline, or too acidic, or toxic, or something that is more destructive, or something that is more fearful, you know, different types of soil, we plant a seed in that, and we don't give it the balance, the opposite. So if you have fear, you need to have love of yourself, intuition in how to get rid of that fear. Then we get that balance back, so that little seed can now begin to grow. Whereas if we have more of a toxic soil, we got pesticides, too much pesticides, or whatever in that soil, and we got weeds and all that kind of stuff, then that plant really has a hard time growing, expanding, and growing that foundation in April and May. So that plant can actually grow up to a very strong, healthy, positive foundation, not for itself, because when that plant gets done growing, what does it have at the end? It either has a vegetable, it has a fruit, it has a flower, it has a reward to produce, not for itself, but for whatever needs to consume it. So again, this is a time where you have to sort of evaluate your soils. Or what kind of soil you're in, what kind of foundation you're in. And if you're in a really rocky, hard, like we talked about pride, that kind of a thing, you're in that kind of a foundation, then it's going to be a hard road for you, because you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible about the future, because the future is still unknown, especially with COVID and everything on there. Yeah. So we have the 2 and the 3 now of wands. This is about your future. This is about your future growth. This is about your foundation for the future. So somebody's starting a new foundation. This is awesome. This is awesome. But dang, burn. There's somebody that is in your life, or you know somebody that's going through this, or this is you, but there's somebody that keeps distracting you. That's not good. I don't know who that is, but it's not good, because it's messing up your foundation, because the owl is the number 4. And then the earth, that foundation, is the number 9, which is extremely intense. It's extremely focused. It's what really, really needs to happen. All right. Okay. And I know this was a little bit long, but we got sort of frozen a little bit there. All righty. Yeah. Again. Yes. So somebody doesn't want you to be this. So, you know why? Because they know that you could probably elevate, and if they don't elevate with you, that you probably will leave them behind. And that's typical. When I first did my first spiritual journey, I did lose some people, and I did stop. In fact, one girlfriend came, she goes, "You don't call me anymore. You don't do anything with me anymore." And I told her, I was honest, straight, honest, forward. I said, "You know what? There's nothing wrong with you. I like our friendship. However, we no longer have anything in common. You know, all we did was go out and dance and drink, and we knew each other's." Well, we hung around with the Filipino culture at that time. And, but the thing was, she just wanted to dance and drink. I got into bodybuilding, and my mind and my psyche and my whole spiritual part was changing. And so yeah, so she felt like she was left. I said it has nothing to do with that. It's just my life is changing now. And so again, this is spiritual. We got the Hierophant. I'm telling you, 2021 is spiritual. This is spiritual. That's the Hierophant card. This is a card. And somebody is going to feel betrayed as you move forward. However, offer them, hey, I don't have to leave you behind. Come with the journey together. Come do it together. Let's learn this together. You know, bring somebody along with you. And then if they don't, then that's their free will and that's their option, you know, because there is the world. There is the world. There is a lot of opportunity right there for you. This is huge. And this is, I feel this is for you. This is not for somebody that this is coming at. You can share this. Maybe you know somebody in a different sign that maybe this is them. However, I still think it's for you. My concern for this whole reading is you're beginning your foundation. When we start something new, it's so easy to get distracted and pulled away, and untruthful things told that will draw you back. Stay in your strength, stay in your power. This is Divine's card. I'm going to show you this until it's blue in the face because you have the strength and the power. That's called, what do you call that? Discipline. It's called determination. It's called focus. It's called perseverance. And that's what you guys need. Whatever, if somebody falls away, that's their journey. You know, that is their journey. Yeah, you can wish them well. Never wish anybody horrible, you know, never wish anybody bad. That'll come back to bite you in the butt, let me tell you. Because I know some people that's happening to right now. And that's because, yeah. And that's because of their karma or whatever you want to call it. So things do come out in balance. All right. So I'm going to end this with a reading the oracles for the weekend for you guys to see what's coming up. Now, I don't see any love. You know, people are always asking, what about love? What about's happening here? No, this is a time where you need to get your foundation. So if you are single, this is a time for you to stay in your singleness and really get this down. This is spring. This is, you're planting the seed, making sure that soil and everything is really healthy, that you've got enough water, nutrients in it. This is a time to make this healthy. This is a time to really look into yourself deep. This is a deep time to make sure who you have. This is a time where you also need to, the owl, again, look and also make sure, like the hermit, to see what is going on, making sure that the people in your circle are going to benefit you in the spring and the summer. This is going to carry on from into the spring and summer, guys. This is not something just for this week. I feel this power and this energy that is, it's almost like it's turning slowly. Oh man, I hate to use that because then I saw, what is it? I forgot the name of that. Hocus Pocus, where the witches are doing this kind of thing. I'm not a witch and I'm not a hocus pocus, but I do feel like it's something that is turning and beginning to ramp up in your life. This is a positive, good thing. Positive, good thing. And this, you need to lift yourself up. Yes. And it is. It's to bring you joy, to bring you happiness, to bring you everything. Okay. But this has to be something that you begin to focus in on. When you go more spiritual, when you ask the divine, and you really end up doing a lot of things by yourself and saying, hey, you know, which way do you want me to go? Which way do I need to do this? How should I do this? Should I stay with him? Should I leave him? You know what? I asked divine before my surgery. I said, you know, this person that I was with, I said, you know what? If I am not supposed to be with this person, you need to pull that person away. You need to show me or have them do something to pull that person away. And in one day, less than a day, it was like he did something and said, this is not for you, daughter. He's not for you. I'm taking him away. At least not at this time. He is not for you. And took him away. So that way I could focus in on my surgery and my healing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we have the bone. Now remember, these are for the weekend. I'm going to say this is pretty much for the universe and whatever the energies are out there. So we have the bone collector, which is the number one, new beginnings, new startings, but stop carrying the garbage with you. You cannot carry your baggage with you. You cannot. When you're going into a new spiritual journey, whoever this is, new spiritual foundation, grounding, empath, if you're realizing you're an empath, if you're realizing that you're intuitive, these kind of things, this is what I'm talking about. Whatever your gift is that you're feeling, this is something coming up. It's bubbling up. I can feel it. You cannot bring that past with you. You cannot. Again, that's the deception. That's somebody trying to hold you back. And that is exactly right. Because the goblins is the shadow work. That's that person like, no, that's so stupid. Why would you want to do that? You don't need to do that. Oh, that's just a bunch of hocus pocus. Oh, the divine or God or whatever. Oh boy, here we go again. Another religious person. No, it's not at all. You got to listen. Put those naysayers out of your head and follow the leader. The leader is the spirit. The leader is divine, God, whoever you want to call it. He is the power. You are the power, that kind of a thing. So you have everything in you to build this foundation. This is a phenomenal foundation. It will turn your life 180. All right. It will turn your life 180. And I know it from experience. I went from being really manipulative. I was a liar. I was, I didn't want to be, but my situations had me that way. And I could make an excuse for anything and everything, get away with everything. And you know what? It's pretty sad when I was younger that even like at DMV or wherever I'd go, oh, you have that innocent face. You would never do anything. And I used that to my advantage. Pretty bad. I was pretty bad. So, but when I turned my life around and really asked Divine and asked him what to do with my gifts, and really said, what do you want me to do and live for him? That's when my life turned around 180 and my foundation changed. When my foundation changed, my life changed because I no longer thought of earth, no longer thought of material things, no longer thought of, it really matters. People talk about politics like whatever. I can't take that with me. It's not important. What is important is how you treat somebody else. These are the foundation spirits talking about love and truth. Boom. That's it. Wow. What a reading. This is somebody is really getting a door open, and I love this. I wish I could be there for you, and I am. If you guys ever want to email me, I'm always here, always. If you want comments or messages or something you're just scared or not sure of or going through, I'm here. It's all free. Just email me. It takes nothing but a little bit of time for you to email me and that kind of a stuff. Plus, it would get my mind off my pain. Which I'm starting to get into anymore right at the moment. So, but yeah, so I'm glad we got back on. Is there any questions? Does anybody have any questions? So hang on. Patty, do you know if I reject an ex who's been stalking me for some years, can I get bad karma? I was kind of mean, but I was too mad as well. Hangam, are you still there? For one, if you're not here, hopefully you're going to watch this again and get it. If anybody is stalking you, that is a huge red flag to go the other way. Okay, so number one, don't ever feel bad for rejecting somebody who's stalking you. Now, stalking can be certain things. They could be just calling you and you can block them. If they're following you to your work or your school or whatever, that becomes scary. This is not a stability of somebody's mind at all if they have to do that. There is a lot of insecurities, a lot of issues that they need to take care of for themselves. That energy, though, of stalking is done out of fear So they're fearful for something of whatever their past allowed. But I feel there is a fear there. However, that is not something you want to play with. Doesn't matter if you treated them poorly or bad. You can go back and apologize. However, that mindset of that person stalking is going to take that the wrong way, and they're going to think that you want them back. So what I would suggest and what energies that I am hearing is to avoid and stay away. You won't have bad karma with this person. You just need to let Divine know that you are sorry that you handled it in the way, and ask Divine, is there anything that you could do for yourself through this process? Because it is not about the person stalking. Now, I will tell you, I don't know where you're at or what country you're in, but here in the United States, if somebody's stalking me, I'd get a restraining order. That is just for your safety. That's for not only, and that is saying I'm doing this not only for self-love, but for the people around me. Because if there's an unstable mind, they do not think the way that they do. Because remember, now I've worked in criminal justice, but my brother was also murdered from somebody high on drugs. But the thing is, the mindset is not the same. So you cannot think that that person is thinking the same as a healthy mindset. All right. It's sort of that fatal attraction. Some people take that very seriously, and they should, because you just don't know somebody's mindset. So you won't have bad karma. You have a good heart. I feel your heart is really good, because here you already have remorse for feeling mean and bad about that person. Now you will be more mindful in the next person that you come along to, or you will be, again, your foundation, if this is for you, your foundation is you're not going to ever let that kind of a person in there again, because your thought process will be very different, and you will know the red flags to watch for, if that makes sense. But no, I don't know. I'm just trying to hear what I'm from the other side. There's no bad karma for you. And the thing is that sometimes we get mean and angry out of fear of not knowing how to close something, or somebody not allowing us to close it. Again, where did that go? Remember the owl? Where did the owl go? I missed it. Sorry. But our owl was our middle card. I'm losing it already. Oh yeah, here. So our owl was the middle card. Yeah. Yeah, really seriously, if they don't back off, you are going to have, from a criminal justice standpoint, you do have to block them. You have to, if they've been at your house, know your house and that kind of thing. Or if they've ever had a key to your house, you need to change that. You really need to do every drastic measure, change your passwords, block them on your social media. You're going to have to be the one, again, to have that power and strength. And you have this in you, hang them. You have it in you. You have to get them to stop. And if they won't stop, then that's time to get the legal in there, really, because you have to protect yourself. Because some of these people, they will take it all the way to the extreme, and that you just don't want for you or any of your friends or family or anybody around, because that's not fair to them. But you have the power and the strength to do it. I truly, truly believe it. All right, but don't worry about the karma. I don't feel it. Divine says no. So just be kind and loving to yourself and everybody around you. All right, guys. I got to take a break. This has been a long time sitting, so I'm going to have to go take a pain pill until I do the next reading. All right. It's good to be back. It is really good to be back, Aries. Thank you. And we will see you again next week. However, anybody has any questions, anybody has any concerns about growing in this new spiritual new foundations, don't hesitate. I'd love to hear from you. I'm always here for you guys. It's not about me. It's about you. All right. So I will talk to you next week. And I will get back on the astrology thing, finding out about the moons, what's going on for April. But hang in there. I'm still healing, but I'm back. Yes. All right. Take care, guys.